She spent most of her professional career working in the corporate world until she decided she was destined for the silver screen. She is a screenwriter and an award-winning actress. Joining us today, the very talented Samar Shisha. Samar, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you so much for having me. Well, I'm so excited to be here.
Me too. I'm very, very excited, honestly. And I love how our conversation happened yesterday. And we're here today.
I love that. I was like, it's very spontaneous. Did this happen? Or am I dreaming?
Exactly. So, Samar, you are an award-winning actress. You're an actress in Saudi. And I really want to know how did everything begin? Let's start from the beginning. What sparked your passion for acting? And how did your first early years began, especially when there weren't many platforms or training centers when it comes to acting in Saudi? How did that all begin?
It was not a decision.
Okay.
It just happened. And I'll tell you how it happened. And I don't know what I was thinking at that time. So what happened when I was a kid, I used to act in school plays.
Okay.
I used to act in I was the head of قسم الإذاعة.
Oh wow! Okay.
Yeah. So I did this a lot as a kid in school, but I never got out of school. My family loves art, and they're in love with movies. They're crazy about movies.
Okay.
Every Friday when we meet, or when we gather, the whole family, we have to play charades.
Okay.
Everyone will and we have this box that has 20,000 cards. I'm not joking, and it's a playing cards with a tape. Taped on it with names of movies. We created this so we can play charades.
Amazing.
And we have every Friday we have a family play where we mock each other and mimic how we do the
so commitment is real. There's the love is there
for sure.
Okay.
We used to shoot ads, and we used to shoot we did so many filming and as kids with the family. However, I grew up, I wanted to be a CEO, and I wanted to be a businesswoman, and this is what I was thinking. I studied international business management, and then I studied insurance and risk management. I started working in this field, the financial field, and this is where I was going. But I was exploring what other things are in life. So I saw an audition call on Twitter.
Okay.
And I was like, this is fun. Let me try.
Interesting.
And then I went and I tried. It was a web series. It was called Cash. This was in 2013.
Wow.
I fell in love. I went to set. I didn't have a big role. I had a minor role. I didn't even have a name. The role didn't even have a name.
Okay.
So the character. I went there. My shoot was for 2-3 hours. But then I stayed on set for 12 hours, the full 12 hours.
Just to immerse yourself.
Because I was amazed by, it takes a village to create a film or to shoot something.
Yeah.
And I was amazed by the camera work and the lighting and then makeup, what do they do? And I was just helping everyone in every department, and I go to the supermarket and buy them chocolate. I was so in love. And then I was I want to learn more about this. And when the director was talking to me about the character and how does she feel and where does she come from, and I was this is, I used to work in sales.
Okay.
So sales also taught me how to read people, how to what to say, and how to know, how to study people.
Yeah.
And then when I was acting, and I felt
exactly.
This is another way of studying people.
Yes, and understanding humans and how they operate.
Exactly.
Okay, fair.
And I felt this is so nice. And then I wanted to study acting.
Okay.
And this was a joke for the whole family, for everyone.
So, quick question. So, when you went for that first audition, did you tell your family, I'm going for an audition, or...
Well, I was married at the time.
Okay.
So like, we have a perception.
Yeah.
If your husband is okay with it,
your family is okay with
your
it.
family,
Okay,
خلاص, they
fair.
can't say anything.
Okay.
So I was married. My husband was fine with it. My ex-husband was fine with it, and I was خلاص, okay. I didn't tell my family. خلاص,
I'm doing me. I'm doing me.
Yeah.
Okay.
I have my guardian's approval.
Okay, خلاص.
So I didn't tell anyone. I acted. I think my dad, Allah yarhamu, never saw that show. Like he never. I don't know if my dad was alive. Like my acting career would be. It would have been harder, actually.
Okay. You know, he wouldn't approve very much.
I know, yeah. I know he wouldn't approve very much. I would struggle. يعني at the end, I think he would say yes.
Yeah.
But I think it's like any other
any father. Yes,
exactly.
Absolutely.
It's just normal.
Okay. يعني ممكن it's not just the idea of acting and as a woman acting, but maybe wanting better things for you in life.
Yes, and like so many social stigmas around these industries,
especially in Saudi.
100%. Anyway, so I wanted to go study acting. I said that my mom thought it was a joke.
Yeah.
Even my ex thought it was a joke, and then I insisted. I think I asked. So I decided to go study acting in 2013.
Okay.
I went in 2015. It took me 2 years to convince
wow.
to convince people that I want to go and study acting.
Yeah.
Although it was just a 5 weeks course, but I learned a lot. I remember crying in classes just because there is a feeling. I'm sure there is a name for that feeling. It's not an epiphany. I don't know. There is a feeling when you realize that
you're destined for this.
I found my passion.
Yeah.
So I was crying because I never felt like
more like yourself.
Exactly. And like every part of my body is screaming, this is what you want to do in life.
Wow. That's beautiful. Well, and يعني I applaud you صراحة for getting to that point in life. How old were you when you were at that time? I don't want to put you on the spot.
I was, I think, 20.
يعني at 20 years old, you found
20s,
what you wanted to do. That I feel amazing. That's very beautiful. So you left your career in finance in 2022.
Yes.
You were like, you know what? This is not the life for me.
Yeah.
I'm going to go to the red carpet.
100%.
Yes.
Yeah.
So how did you balance at that time your 9 to 5? Were you working and shooting and acting, or was it يعني how did you manage? It's pretty hard.
It was very hard for the يعني last 3 years of my career. All my annual leaves was working, consumed in acting. So I would say no to a lot of projects, just because I can't. It doesn't fit my annual leave.
Oh my goodness!
So I can only act for 40 days a year. And this is how I manage, or like take an unpaid leave. I didn't do that a lot, but yani, this is how I used to manage. Honestly, before 2021. There was no a lot of acting opportunities because we didn't have cinemas, we didn't have an industry, we didn't have an infrastructure, so it was easier. But now, what actually when we first opened the cinema, and then I thought, okay, I think I'm leaving my career and I'm switching, but it's happening. It's a very hard decision, but I want to do it. But you know what? Let me have an exit plan.
Okay.
And I was planning to have an exit plan of 5 years. So initially, I wanted to resign my banking job on 2024 now.
Oh, wow.
Okay, this is what I was thinking in 2019.
Okay.
But then, subhanallah, what happened is like, something happened at work. I wasn't satisfied with like my new role. I was like, I was promoted to a new role. I was like, I wasn't happy with it. I was like, you know what? This is time. Bye.
Yeah.
Khalas, okay.
Wow.
And I just resigned.
Just like that.
Yeah, just like that.
Wow. And 2 years before, حتى the year
exactly
5-year plan.
Yeah.
Interesting. Okay, so the passion is there. Everything is there, and you felt it in your bones that this is me. So I'm sure that winning a Golden Palm Award for Best Actress, this was in 2023.
Yes, I think so.
Yes,
yeah.
2023. So, يعني, that must have been so surreal for you, from that girl that was doing plays at school, and then to that first audition, to you falling in love with the whole thing, and now you win the Best Actress at the Saudi Film Festival. How was that? Tell me about that.
Oh my God, what you just said reminded me of how I felt. Like I felt like it's a confirmation that I did the right decision. Like amazing. I did the right decision to like dedicate myself or dedicate a lot of my time for this. It felt so nice because I got this recognition, and I got this recognition from my home country. Yes. I got this recognition from Saudi Films Festival, the place that like held us and gathered us and sheltered us as filmmakers even before we have something that anything that's called cinema or infrastructure or anything of that. So it felt so nice. It was a confirmation. It was a great recognition, and I felt like I want to give more. And it was very humbling. It wasn't like, I didn't think that I was
a star.
No, okay. It was very humbling. I don't know how. يعني, I used to feel, I want to give more. This is just the beginning. And I don't even know why they gave me the prize for that role. I think I can do better. And I think, inshallah, I'll get different awards for better roles.
And this is what keeps people going, is that when you have this, I want better, which is mashallah alayki. So the award was for your role in Kayan.
Yes.
Can you tell us a little bit about the role, because it's a complex role, I would say. And what was your experience when it comes to how did you teach yourself this craft, and the whole, how did you immerse yourself in the character, and 1, 2, 3 action, you are the character.
طيب, Kayan is a horror film. It's a psychological thriller.
Yeah.
The director, Hakim Jum'a, is a friend. And when he started writing the film, he called me. I was like, I'm writing something and I'm thinking about you as the female character.
Yeah.
I was like, cool, what is it? I know he's into horror. So I was like, is it a horror film? He's like, yes. I was like, I've never done this. It's not even my cup of tea. It's not even the genre I go
watch.
I rarely watch horror, honestly. I only watch like great stuff, award-winning. You can't.
I don't sleep. I can't sleep.
Yeah, I feel like it's tense. Anyway, I was like, I don't know how can I do this. Like, I feel like usually there is a very thin line between horror and comedy. I feel like if we don't, and we're in Saudi, and like we've never shot horror films before.
It's usually drama or comedy.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I'm very scared that production, like the production quality and like
how's
the
it gonna
effects.
Come out?
Is it gonna be funny? How is it gonna be? Am I gonna look funny? Because like I don't know. I've never, alhamdulillah, experienced this kind of horror in my life.
Alhamdulillah.
And then I don't know. These feelings are very new.
Yeah.
I was so scared. So I went to an acting coach.
Okay.
And we were shooting the film in Egypt, which helped. So before I go to Egypt, I went actually a bit earlier, and I went to an acting coach. His name is Luke Linner. And I was like, can you coach me for this role? And I got private coaching for this specific role. And it was hard, honestly. This was one of the hardest. And because it was just me and the other actor, Ayman Mutahar. And then we would just go through everything alone in the film, and I would go home. I'll go back to the hotel, and I can't sleep
because you're
like
scared.
Nightmares.
Oh my God!
And because
this is on you on set, and this is not real. This
is not real. Yeah.
God.
But خلاص, we're so immersed in it. We were shooting in an old palace in Cairo. And like they refurbished it, and like we hear voices, but it's not jinn. It's not يعني spirits or something. It's just people down the river,
which is not helping.
Which is not helping. It was so scary. Like they're just people passing by, but it feels like because of the lighting and everything and the old palace, and so it was a scary experience.
I'm glad you
Alhamdulillah.
You went khalas, we're done with that. Okay.
Yeah.
So I wanted to talk to you about this. Your first debut film was Exit 5.
Yes.
And this movie was during a pivotal time in Saudi Arabia's cinematic evolution as a whole. Looking back at that time, what significance did this project hold for you personally? Because it talks about a divorcee. It talks about a woman that wants to study abroad. It also features a Saudi woman on camera in every controversial way possible. She's smoking, she's partying, she's having the time of her life, she's lying, she's scheming, she's doing all of these things. It's a very, very, I feel like, hard thing to, and you challenge society and society's norm when you do something like this. And we're going to come to crashing Eid, which is Jaib al-Eid. And it's a term in Saudi, we use it. I'll explain it later. But anyways, so having to do that role, what was your initial reaction to the reading the script and be like, I want to do this. Well, I'm scared to do this. Well, am I going to get backlash?
Honestly, at the time when I read the script, I didn't think that I would get any backlash. I didn't think this deep about the role. I was so excited that I'm going to be in a feature film.
Yeah.
And then I was talking to one of my friends about it, and she was like, Samar, this is no, you shouldn't. You should say no to this film. I was like, why? She was like, what is this? You're partying and like you're sneaking out of college. I was like, isn't this most of the girls we know? Like a lot of the girls we know in college. It talks about reality. It talks about reality.
People don't want to hear.
Even like a lot. I'm not saying that these are bad girls or good girls. It's just girls.
And we're not saying it's the majority.
It's not. We're not saying it's the majority. It's just a lot of people.
Yes.
And like it's a normal thing. If I go to a university, a girls' university,
absolutely.
And I say a girl sneaked out of school and went to a restaurant or to see her boyfriend or whatever.
Yeah.
It's not. No one is gonna say, "Oh my God, how did this happen?" No, it's normal.
It's something that happens.
It's something that happens. Yes. If it's not acceptable, it's fine. I know, socially unacceptable. We know it's not socially unacceptable. But it's real. And it talks about this specific girl. At the time, I related to Sarah. Her name was Sarah in Exit 5. I related to Sarah because I wanted to go study my master's abroad. And my father was like, no, do it when you get married. And then I never went. Never did my master's abroad. So I just related to this subject
because the character. Yeah,
yes, because until now I feel like I want to do this. I want to do my master's abroad. I want to live alone. And now I live alone in Riyadh.
Yeah.
I realized this dream.
Of studying abroad and having all that. Yeah.
And at the time, like everyone was like going on scholarships, and this King Abdullah scholarship, Allah yarhamu, like everyone was going on like all my friends were abroad.
Yeah.
Like I felt for her. I felt for this Sarah that she doesn't want something that's unnatural. She wants to study like her other friends.
Yeah.
So I didn't think that it's controversial. And then when I realized, oh my God, there are party scenes. Oh my God, there was like, and I was like, it's for a good cause. Like, what is the good cause? And then I don't know what is the good cause. And then I was like, not everything has to be for a good cause. But honestly, this is an experience.
You don't feel like it's for... I feel like it's for a good cause.
It's just speaking our truth.
It's like shedding the light on a social issue that is there.
Yeah.
That, maybe this movie sparks curiosity in a young girl's mind. You know what? I'm not going to do this. I will try to convince my parents. I'll try to do this, or that. There are a lot of ways to interpret this.
Yes.
But I feel like there is a good message. And this is what I feel like I love about the roles that you choose. You pick the roles that maybe relate to you the most, like you just said, but also that speak about social issues that are taboos.
Yeah.
Nobody ever talks about.
100%.
Yeah.
And also, like, I love family dynamics in movies. Like, I love to see how families operate, because this is so fascinating. Every family is different, and this was one of the things that attracted me to the movie. I think also because at the time there was no cinemas, I didn't think that a lot of people would see it, so I wasn't so scared.
Okay.
So not unlike Jaib al-Eid, I knew that I was gonna get attacked, but not this much. But I knew that there was gonna be a backlash. I was preparing myself for a backfire, or like for a reaction. I would say a reaction, not a backfire, because I didn't know what's gonna happen. But in Exit 5, no, I didn't think about it. Like,
okay, fair enough.
Yeah.
Speaking of Jaib al-Eid. So let's break down the term Jaib al-Eid just for the viewers to understand.
I love this term.
Yes, so non-Arab speakers, Jaib al-Eid is a term that is used when someone does something that is, I don't know, it's not wrong, but it's very unorthodox. It's very out of the norm, and that.
It could be as simple as, like, if you didn't do well in an exam and then you're out of the exam and how did you do?
Jibt al-Eid. Yes. Okay, there you go. Exactly. So, and Eid is a celebration that we have. So from how big the issue is, the celebration, I don't know, fireworks and stuff, all
exactly.
that. It's a cultural thing, like strictly. But so yes, Jaib al-Eid, as I told you just earlier, that I went on TikTok to see the comments about Jaib al-Eid. And one thing that struck me, it was like common denominator in most of the comments was, these are not Saudis, these are not Saudis, these are not Saudis. Which I feel like is, aren't we tired of this? Wallah, because it's so a part of the society does not agree with what the film stands for, given the fact that it is, I will say this, it is a very bold character when it comes to, she is a single mom, she studies abroad, she proposes to her Pakistani boyfriend. She takes him back to meet her family in Saudi. And that was that I'm not saying it's not real, it is real. There are a lot of cases of girls that study abroad and meet someone, come back home, oh, I want to marry this foreigner, no matter what the nationality is, regardless of, but it is real. But you're like, I'm gonna do this and this and let's see what's gonna piss people off.
Yallah.
Yeah.
So, I don't know, what were we talking about?
We were talking about Jaib al-Eid. So, you thought about the backlash, it's backfiring on you. And like I said, the comment of not Saudi. How does that make you feel?
Okay, the comment that you're not Saudi, it's not new. It's not new to hear this, but at the same time, it was shocking because I thought we have a 2030 vision, and like we're much more open now. We have internet, so people I was assuming that people are aware that Saudi is a huge country, and it has multiple delegates, it has multiple ethnicities and multiple cultures. But then I realized, no, actually, not everyone knows. Like, people are still like discovering. We are still discovering the other.
Yes.
And I think our media didn't portray a lot of like diversified
the
exactly
the
cultures.
Camera.
So it's like we have a specific delegate on TV. We have a specific. So I thought maybe this is like, and this was on Netflix. So maybe it was like new to other people who are like from small towns, or I don't know. And I know the girl Razan, the main character, is a controversial character.
Yeah.
She's the one in each family, like the girl that everyone would say Allah yahdiha, or like would say,
God.
This crazy girl, like a rebel, like this. And I know she was this person, but I can't, like, I don't like to portray the good girl, the good mom, the good daughter. Like, خلاص, I know, okay.
We get it.
Yeah, we get it. This is
a character that we see every day in life.
Yes.
But what about the outliers?
This is what people hope to see in their houses. This is what they hope to see in the street. But guess what, people?
This is
not
what
reality. You're gonna get.
That's not reality.
Yeah.
And this experience for you was very, very special.
Yeah.
Given the fact that this is the first time you work with your mom.
صح, yes.
Yeah, this is very exciting. I was when I was watching the show at the time, I was like, she does look like her, like a lot. And then when I searched, she's your mother. How did that happen?
It's so funny how it happened. My mom, after Corona, my mom had a business, and the business like went down because of COVID, and she was a bit depressed. And I was like trying to encourage her to like try different things in life, and she's like, "Khalas, I'm old. What can happen to me now?" I was like, "Mom, what does that mean? You're not old. Like, you can walk, you can talk, you can, like, you're still full of life." My mom is very loud, and she's really full of life, mashallah.
Mashallah.
And I was like, Mama, of course you can do. And I've always seen this charisma in her. Like, I think she's very charismatic. Like, when she enters a place, like, everyone would talk to her and like look at her. And I was like, Mama, you could fit as an actor. She was like, Mustafa, no, what do I? Me? In front of the camera? No. What? My who? And then she realized who would tell her no. Like, Allah yarhamu,
your father?
My grandfather passed away.
Okay.
Like, her husband, she's no longer married. She divorced my father like long time ago.
Okay.
Like, she's no longer married, and like she just realized that there's no one to tell her no. And it's just that the no's that she heard all her life is just echoing in her head.
Okay.
But it's not like
it's non-existent.
It's not existent now. And she's like a 50 years old woman.
Yeah.
And she can take her own decisions.
Absolutely.
She was like, you should try. She was like, no. And then I was talking to Fatma al-Banawi. Fatma was filming her film Basma. And then she was like, I need a 50 years old woman. I can't find, I need an actor. I was like, Mama, take Mama.
Wow.
Take my mom. And I sent her my mom's number, and I told her she's going to resist, but don't
push
bother.
harder.
Push.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then me and Fatma was pushing Mama to do it, and she did it. So that was actually her first role, Basma.
Yeah.
And then right after it, we shot Jaib al-Eid. So in Jaib al-Eid, they actually auditioned her, and they locked her, they casted her before me.
Okay.
The directors and the creator, Noor Abu Shosha, were like, she really looks like Samar Shisha. So the casting director was like, yeah, because she's her mom. It's like, no way, bring Summer. So they actually got me because of my mom.
Wow.
To Crashing Eid. It's not the vice versa. It's not I got mom into, no, she got me into Jaib al-Eid. I got her into acting.
Okay. So, يعني Jaib al-Eid is her second time
role.
being on screen.
Yes,
second
exactly.
Role. All right.
Yeah.
So you introduced her to acting, and
Yes.
so now she's featured on one series and one film on Netflix.
Yes.
Interesting. Okay, cool.
Yeah, bravo عليها.
Mama is
Mama
on it,
is
you
an
know?
upcoming star.
Yes,
Yeah.
definitely.
She was also, by the way, scared of Jaib al-Eid. Like, she was like...
her role was phenomenal.
I
have to say,
Yeah.
she was phenomenal, because I felt like it touched on so many parts of what an Arab mother is. And it's just, I felt it, because even the part where there's a scene in the movie, in the series, where she says, I don't know who you are. You're not the daughter I raised.
Oh my God, yeah.
And
this was...
I was like, damn, okay. That's tough.
She told me, my role is fine. Your role is very controversial. Are you sure you want to do it? I was like, yes, Mom, I want to do it. I want to do it for like all the single moms I know. I want to do it for like, we are main characters.
Yes.
Like, we're not just يعني
extras
in life, like not just in movies. So a girl can have flaws, a girl can be a rebel, a girl can do mistakes and do bad things and do good things. So I was bored of the like roles of like an oppressed woman. Like this is a woman who takes her matters on her own hand. She's not oppressed. She does what she wants, and like she's a go-getter.
Yes.
So I wanted to portray this, even if it's not what the socially acceptable thing.
Yes.
But يعني,
I love it too, and congratulations. Honestly, it's
thank you.
You're doing a lot. You're translating stories that are real. You are portraying not specifically one Saudi woman, but maybe multiple, maybe in different aspects. You are, which is beautiful, and يعطيك العافية.
Thank you.
So you've spoken a lot about the importance of sharing stories about Saudi women. We're just talking about this. What are some of the narratives that you're passionate about bringing them to life, and how do you seem to shape these perceptions both locally and internationally for people to understand what a Saudi woman is?
I feel like I really talk about this a lot, really, even at work now. I feel like there's a stereotype about Saudi women, and even though like we're in the age of internet and like we are still like I work with people who are coming from abroad now, and they're like, oh my God, you're so progressive. Not me, like Saudi women. You guys are so progressive, and like, can you like do this? Can you do that? Can you walk? Can you? Oh, you drive. I was like, it's old news, guys. So I want them to see that we are. I don't want them to see. I just want to share that we are. I'm not seeking their validation.
Absolutely
I just
not.
want to share our stories because this is a human nature.
And I want to tell my story.
Exactly.
Not someone else to tell my story.
100%. And oh my God, this is on point.
Yes,
exactly.
Yeah.
So I feel like I wanna portray stories about like resilience, about ambition, about normal daily stuff that people think we don't have. Like we have normal lives, like normal يعني normal.
And I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
But I feel like this is something that it's a very ethnocentric view of life, that women in non-Western countries are oppressed, or they are not. Maybe that's the case in some places, yes, for sure. Oppression is everywhere in the world.
Even in the Western world.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, everywhere.
But what is normal? Is it only normal because you said it was normal? Or يعني طب this is my normal. Why can't you accept my normal?
Exactly.
Why do you have to say that it's not civilized, or it's not, oh, this is not, you don't drive? Yes, we don't. We didn't drive before because times were different. Now times are different. And this is something that we adapt with culture, the time, the economy, the politics, everything. So it's just that part, it really,
it triggers me.
Yes, yeah, absolutely.
It's very triggering
very,
to me.
very triggering.
Yeah. I feel like also I get some questions on how do, like whenever I go to a red carpet, it's like, why do you wear this? How do you wear like this? And you're like, are you sad that you can't wear like very exposed, or like because like whenever I work with a stylist or some, I say like, I don't like very exposed stuff, please. I'm Saudi. I tell them I'm Saudi. And they're like, Saudis wear whatever they want. I was like, no, I can't. Like, I want to be. Although I do break the rules sometimes, my rules, like not anyway. But they're like, but wait, because I like to be. That's called, I don't know. It's social wisdom, or
just being
like
modest.
Respecting where I'm coming from.
And it's not just that. Somehow I feel like it's something. If that's your choice,
exactly.
And let's not talk about other people and like, oh, she did this or she did that. She wore this or she wore that.
Everyone is free to do whatever they want.
Exactly. And so, and I get it completely.
Yeah. So it's like, no, they're like, oh, is this like, is someone forcing you to do that? I was like, no, I want to. This is my preference. I want to be like this. I understand. Also, you know what? A lot of stories, and like, not in the modern age.
Yeah.
In the like historical stories, grandmother stories, where like they used to. I know my friend's grandmother used to drive a car in the suburbs, and she had a gun, and like she scared everyone around her village. And like these stories are very iconic to me.
She is an icon for
She's
sure.
an icon. I really want to do a story about my friend's grandmother, and she's from Najd, from here. And like I know a lot of stories. Like my mom's aunt is from Medina, and she was like one strong woman. And I feel like I want to do stories. These are the women. Like she had businesses, and like everyone in like Medina was scared of her. And I was like, this is like before modernity. Like I want to do this. These stories.
The one about the woman in the gun. That's vibes. I would watch that definitely. So okay, now that we're talking about innovation, the Red Sea Film Festival is long time coming. First of all, second of all, now all the actors, all the producers, all the directors, everyone who is in film is hugged with the Red Sea Film Festival, and given this space and given this opportunity to showcase your talents and connect with each other and network. How does that feel?
Wallahi, I still remember the first time I went to Red Sea Film Festival. The first edition ever. It was in Al Balad, in the historical area in Jeddah. And it was the screening of my film. It was the screening of Kayan. It felt so surreal, really so surreal. I am in Al Balad, where like my grandfather's houses were, and this is the area where we used to come in Ramadan to buy like Eid stuff. And then I'm there in full glam and like heels and wearing dress and walking to the cinema to watch my film. And then my whole family is sitting behind me, and my face is like as big as the world on the screen. And it felt like I was like, goosebumps. Wallahi, I can't. This visual of my head looking at the screen, seeing my face, looking behind me, seeing my family, and then looking outside, and it's Jeddah. It's my hometown. It's where I grew up. It's like where I created all my dreams, and now it's my place. So I felt like in the first, honestly, every time in Red Sea, I feel like people are coming to my home. Like I don't know why, I feel it's on me to welcome and greet and like everyone as if I am inviting them. Beautiful. So it's like this is how Red Sea hospitality exactly. And like it's very big and international, yet it feels very personal, and it feels like it's not ours, but it feels like it's ours. It's and now they have a new slogan, the cinema has a new house, and this is how I feel exactly. This is how I feel about it. Beautiful. It's very beautiful.
So happy for everything that's happening, and especially because film, I think I know that it's one of the biggest funded sectors in the country right now.
Right.
And given that fact, having been a part of the industry and its evolution and how it's evolving through this time, what are some of the most significant changes that you've witnessed, and what do you feel like something that lacks in the ecosystem of filmmakers and actors in Saudi?
Yes, for sure. We have big funding, and with the importance of having this international film festivals is it's an exposure for us, for the country, for the film industry. It's for us to meet the different markets of the film industry, because it's not just you meet the Saudi filmmakers, you meet filmmakers from all over the world. And what I love about Red Sea, or like our location, like our geolocation as Saudi Arabia, is like we are connecting with Hollywood, not because of the location, just because of its Hollywood, like, and then Europe, and then east of Asia, and then so it's like it's in the Far East. So it's nice to see all these stories, and it's nice to be exposed to all of these things. Plus, you meet the experts in the industry everywhere else. I think we have a lot of funding and we have some rules and regulations, but we still lack we need more regulations. We need مثلا guilds, we need unions, we need we like the offer and like the demand and offer is not offering are not equal. We are now a lot of actors, we don't have enough projects to act in. Or I feel like you see there is a hype like, okay, let's do a commercial film that sells in the cinema. And then before we had the cinema, everyone wanted to do an art house film because it's the only way your film can be seen in Rome in festivals. And now everyone wants to do a commercial film because it's and like ignoring the artistic aspect. Although I'm not a believer that artistic films cannot be commercial or commercial films cannot be artistic. I feel it can be both. But it's like this hype, like it's like, let's do commercial films. That's what like. I feel like it's still we're not in we didn't reach a place of
fine tone.
Exactly. Yes. And like I
don't know. Okay, I forgot.
Fine tone it. Yeah.
Fine tone.
Fine tone. Yeah. I feel like we also need like. We still don't have all expertise and all. We don't have history in it, and we don't have the experience. يعني we're still learning. صح, we're like we were born big, but we're still children. We're still trying things. The talent is there. The passion is definitely there, 100%.
We can see it.
The willingness is there. The excitement is there. The stories are there, for sure.
A lot. And still untapped potential there.
Yes. So maybe we need more criticism. We need more genres. Like we need people to do more genres, which we need more variety.
Yeah. Okay. Very important. Absolutely. So Saudi cinema represents diverse cultures and accents, and I ask this question because it takes me back to that comment I read on TikTok. So have you ever encountered challenges with the industry in when it comes to the preference of a neutral accent or over a specific region, like this over that, or particularly like as someone from the Western province, how do you navigate staying true and authentic to your dialect?
I love this question so much. Thank you. Because I changed my mind. Like when I first started, and I would hear like there is what they call a neutral accent or لهجة إعلامية. Like what is it?
لهجة البيضاء.
لهجة بيضاء. They call it لهجة إعلامية or لهجة بيضاء. Like white accent, not white. It's
Let's not say white.
Whatever. Yeah, not white.
Not white. Okay.
Neutral. So I would feel like, but this is my identity. My dialect is my identity. This is how I speak. But then I was thinking, like everywhere else in the world, in the States, for example, they have a standard American, which they speak in movies and films and TV. So it's not how people talk in the street. It's just for the TV. Even in like the new booming industries in Korea, for example. This is not how Koreans speak. All Koreans speak. This is like a Seoul standard Korean. So Cairo, like Egypt, most of the actors, they have to talk a Cairan dialect instead of like مثلا the upper Egypt or the
northern parts or the south.
The other, exactly, other places or Alexandria. So this happens everywhere in the world. It's not racism. It's not like we hate other regions. It's not discrimination. It hurts. Like when I'm rejected because of like I don't speak مثلا a Najdi accent or something.
Is it because of the role? Or is it because is the role of the girl, is she from Najd, that's why they want a Najdi accent, or is it it's maybe the dialect of the Western is too much, Western province is too much for them?
Honestly, that's what I'm coming to now, because I feel like, okay, as we said, we're a big country, and we deserve our stories to be heard from different regions.
Yeah.
So I feel like unifying the accent now, we don't have to do whatever everyone else did. Unifying the accent will make us exactly
diversity,
exactly 100%, and like the authenticity of each story. I'm not saying that this will not happen, but like the ratio, the amount of things that will happen with a neutral accent and the amount of things that will happen with specific niche accents or like specific to the place
region.
So I feel like I hope that doesn't happen here, because we're just starting, but I can see that we are heading somewhere there, like honestly, heading somewhere where like everyone wants like this neutral accent. I can do it. I can do the neutral accent, but I still have the Hijazi voice. Like, I'm learning, and I'm not against it. I'm not against it, because I was thinking, this is my identity, but also my identity is an actor, and when I act, I'm not me. I'm someone else.
True.
And most of the big actors, like Hind Sabri, which is one of my favorite people and actors in the Arab world, she's Tunisian and she acts in Egyptian.
Yes.
Kate Blanchett, she's I think she's Australian.
Yeah, I think
and
so.
She acts in American. And Margot Robbie.
Yeah.
Like a lot of
really
people.
True.
Yeah, a lot of people. Even in like, so this is known. It's normal if I want to be a star, if I want to be recognized internationally and regionally,
a chameleon.
100%.
Okay.
So it's not an offense for people to ask you to change your dialect, but I really, really hope that we have, I don't know, like ideally would have a quota in Saudi that each region should produce a film a year.
Okay.
Or like a TV show or something that talks about the authenticity of the region. Because I feel like
That's
it's
beautiful.
Every story that deserves to be told.
Absolutely. So many creatives struggle to pursue their passion in life. Alhamdulillah, you have achieved that. But due to financial constraints, you had a plan, you had an exit plan for you to leave your corporate life in order for you to actually go on fully fledged for your acting career. Due to financial constraints, what do you think the Saudi industry is making strides in supporting artists financially? And how have you managed this balance in your journey? Because money is important, and everyone is a starving actor or actress or an artist, but we gotta eat at the end of the day, right?
I forgot to tell you that my exit plan was a failure.
Okay. All right.
And I'm still learning.
I had hopes for like a lot of people that are watching. Maybe they wanted to. Okay.
No. Right. What I wanted to do didn't really work out.
Okay.
I didn't plan it correctly. Honestly, I can't plan it. أصلاً الصراحة. Now I'm thinking about it. It's not planning. It's execution. It's like doing a lot of things. But it's okay. I'm learning. I'm literally learning as I go. I decided not to, I would do other things other than acting. Yeah. Not just acting, because I want to be selective. One. Two, I want more money than what can acting offer me. Yeah. الصراحة. And there are other streams of income in the film industry. Yeah. But I still also want to be selective. So I decided to do something on the side, away from the lights. Like, I work as a project manager for entertainment and cultural events. All right. And I do this, this is what I'm trying to do now in my year. Like, I would work 5 months a year or 4 months a year in the events, or like in doing this project management, culture consultancy, away from the camera. Like, I don't even publish it behind the scenes. This is where like I use my knowledge, my corporate skills, my organizational skills, everything. I can use it there and make more money. And then 7 months a year, I work in the film industry. I'm trying to apply this model now. For the past 2 years, it worked. It actually worked perfectly.
Yeah.
And I think I want to continue doing this. But I'm also, Saudi is not, what we have in Saudi is not enough now for everyone to be a success. Not even everywhere in the world, honestly. It's not an industry where everyone can get rich easily. It's a 2%, I think, of people who can be rich from this industry.
So you think it's you don't think it's sustainable as of right now?
No, it's not
a sustainable career.
It's not sustainable if you are not smart about it. So if you're like, I wish if I was smarter when I started in this career. In general, I wish if I was smarter in the beginning of when I started making money in my life, like investment. I wish I learned about investment earlier. And I wish if I invested in different things earlier.
Okay.
But now I'm gaining more financial knowledge and I'm educating myself financially so I can sustain myself.
Okay.
Because I don't want to go back to 9 to 5. I can't afford it. And I'm trying to figure out a way of living that works for me,
and for your career.
And for my career and for my passion. I will never stop acting, and it's my priority number 1.
Okay.
But I will still explore other stuff because honestly, Kamana, it's not so far away from what I do, and it gives me exposure, and I learn about the industry from other places. And it's also it's very rewarding, and it satisfies me also as well. So I'm not choosing to do I'm not going back to banking or something that has no soul. My soul, not other people's soul. So
other people can do whatever they want.
Okay. They can be creative in banking.
Sure.
Fine, not
Absolutely.
me. Yeah.
You just I think you just gave advice when I was going to ask you about, for those who are looking to follow your footsteps when it comes to acting, to this career, what advice would you give about finding opportunities, staying persistent, and navigating uncertainties when it comes to the film industry? Like we said, it's not a new industry, it's just an ever so growing industry. So what is something that you would tell a younger person that wants to go into this field?
I would tell them, educate yourselves, learn and try to follow, try to learn things. And مثلا go to schools, acting schools, courses, short courses, learn more about what you like, and then try and try it. Just try. Don't be afraid to try. And what else? Just be authentic to yourself. I know, if anyone tells you anything, just listen to your heart. I know this is very cliche, but it's very true, wallahi. It's the most cliche advice, that listen to your heart, but it's the best thing that I've ever done in my life.
I mean, look at you now.
Alhamdulillah.
You listen to your heart, and here you are.
Yeah.
You are a screenwriter, and you act as well. So, but what is also something or a profession in the field that you want to try out and dabble a little bit with? Is it production? Is it directing? Is it
I definitely want to direct.
Okay.
Inshallah, I really want to direct. I'm working on my first on my debut now.
Okay.
With my mom, actually.
Oh, that's beautiful.
She wrote the film.
Oh, wow.
And I said, you know what, Mama? I want to direct it for you. I have an idea for a film that I want to direct. I've been trying to develop it for the past 5 years.
Yeah.
But it's not, I feel like I'm not mature enough yet to direct it.
Yeah.
And it's a bit complicated. Then I was like, I want to try with other things. And Mama's film is very cute. And it's a bit easier than my film.
Yeah.
And I love working with her, honestly. I want to work with her again. And it's about my grandmother.
Oh, yes, I saw a video about this. You guys talked about this. That's very exciting.
Not really about her, inspired by.
Okay.
And inshallah, ya Rab, we can do it. So
Inshallah.
I really, really want to direct. Inshallah, my plan is in 2025, I will do this.
Yeah.
I hope I do it, min jad. Producing, I produced a play before, actually. I produced here right here.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just right here in Riyadh season before. It was about Kulthum.
Oh.
It was called رحلة الست, or like the lady's journey. It was a hustle. It was so hard. I'm not gonna lie and say like, oh, it was great. No, I'm gonna be honest. It was so hard. I feel like I'm gonna die. I feel like I was having panic attacks and I thought it was a heart attack.
But everybody enjoyed that play.
It was a nice play. Everybody enjoyed it. I enjoyed working on it, but I didn't sleep for 3 months.
Okay.
I didn't sleep, and honestly, it was very big. Like, I didn't start small. Like, when I decided to be a producer, I didn't start small. I started with a play with 100 person on stage, and it's a play, not even a film, and like has show times, and like
it was a musical.
It was a musical.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
Wow.
So it was. I love musicals. Like, one of my dreams is to direct a musical one day, like a musical play. Ya Rab, inshallah. I already have an idea for it. Ya Rab بسويها. I hope Rabih Sagar agrees too.
Oh wow. Wow. Okay.
Because I want to use his songs.
Love
anyway,
it. Okay.
It's all in the يعني all in the air.
All right.
Anyway, so but producing, I feel like I'm traumatized after that experience. And then I was like, no, I think producing like يقصر العمر. Like I'm gonna die.
It takes from your soul.
Exactly.
It takes from your age, yeah.
But now I was also pushing my mom to write this other film, and she's writing it, and she joined like a class to develop the film, and I love it, and I want to produce it for her. So I think I'm gonna be very selective with producing. I think I'm just gonna choose the things that I feel like it deserves to take out of my soul. So I don't think I'll ever offer producing to anyone else.
خلاص, that's something you've tried.
It's just for me.
Something for you.
Yes,
interesting.
yes.
Okay. There are only a few of female actresses in Saudi. How is the community? How tight-knit is the community? How supportive is it? Is it hard for you? Is it like competitive, or is it, everybody loves each other? Oh, I feel like this part would fit for you, not for me, and so on. And the camaraderie with the directors and producers and everything.
I feel it's a cute. I feel like the dynamic between actresses in Saudi is cute. We're not a lot yet. There are a lot of upcoming actresses. I would love to meet all of them, honestly. I feel like most of us, I can't speak of about all of us, most of us are like genuine towards each other's success. Of course there's competitiveness, of course there is like, I wish I got this role, I wish all of this is existent. But overall I feel like it's not toxic, like between girls. But I am not exposed to all the girls in acting. Like this I'm exposed to the girls in cinema and like a few girls that I worked with, but there is this other world that I wasn't exposed to, is like the world of like big TV and like the soap operas and like these things. I don't know about this, and I don't know about that world. Are they cute? Are they toxic? Are they supportive? Are they competitive? Well, I don't know. But like in my circles, alhamdulillah, I think like we're all supportive of each other. We celebrate each other's success. Of course, there's competitiveness and like normal feelings of Fair enough. But
all right, Samar, this was very insightful. It was so much fun talking to you, and I wish you all the best. And you just told us about a movie that's coming out soon, inshallah. Very excited for that. I don't want to give any spoilers, but best of luck to you.
Thank you.
Thank you for being here. Thank you for joining us, and thank you.
Thank you for doing this podcast, and thank you for hosting me. And I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did.
Yes, absolutely, and even maybe more.
Thank you so much.
He's an award-winning producer and a cinematographer, and the founder of VU, right?
صح.
Consultancy and film production company with over a decade of experience in the film industry. He has proven himself as a versatile producer, and he has done it all. Joining us today, the incredibly talented Bakr Dheim. Bakr, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you for having me.
Bakr, I have a few questions for you regarding the film industry. First of all, congratulations on Mira 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 and its achievement at the Red Sea Film Festival. And you were just telling me about this earlier.
Yes.
Can you explain more? Because it's a very not complicated, it's very detailed.
Hard selection.
Yes.
Yes, it's a tough selection process. It's a selection to the international competition at Clermont-Ferrand International Film Festival. It's basically the biggest international film festival for short films, and the second after Cannes in France. Normally they receive up to 8,000 submissions. 6,200 of it is like this year was an international short films, and the selection is for almost 1% of that. So basically we were selected alongside 46 films.
Out
only.
of 6,000?
Sorry, 64.
64 out of 6,000?
Out of 6,200.
Wow, mashallah.
Yeah.
Alf Mabruk.
Thanks.
So, Bakr, I wanted to ask about the film industry, and how has the film industry in Saudi Arabia evolved since you began your career? You have been doing this for a while. Your education was in cinematography, and you did the minor in directing. Did
yes.
I do my research correctly?
Yes, properly.
Okay, good. And where do you see the Saudi cinema on the global stage in the next decade, inshallah?
Well, I had two parts question. So the first part is like the change that have been done since I started. It's crazy, like fast and amazing. Like what happened since we started. Like a lot of entities came to life that weren't here before.
Yeah.
Like in 2017, we started with the Saudi Film Council, and we were very happy, and we thought that's it. Like finally, finally.
Yeah.
And then 2019, we have the Red Sea Foundation and the start of the Red Sea Film Festival, and all what comes after it. And then the entities start coming, like that chapter of the Saudi Film Council ended and started the new chapter of the Film Commission, which was like a milestone step for us in terms of funding, regulations, and all what comes after it. And then we had the Film Al-Ula, and after that we had NEOM. So basically the ecosystem start building up around these entities. And also we have the CDF, the Cultural Development Fund, which is like playing like a huge role,
definitely,
like in terms of financing, and in terms of bridging the financial gap, and actually educating the financial institutes about the film industry and about culture in general, because they're not limited to the film industry.
Okay, I feel like the Cultural Development Fund plays a huge role when it comes to specifically film. It funds so much in the film industry.
Yes.
And because every time I look at the website, it's apply for a fund for a short film or a film, or it's always there. Which brings me to my question about having seen Nollywood, Hollywood, Bollywood are all terms that are used to describe major film industries around the world. And will we one day maybe see the Saudi film industry having and developing its own distinct identity and style and maybe name?
I don't see that happening because of the way our structure is now. Like it's made in a way where, for example, we have Film Al-Ula, and recently we have Film Asir, and then so basically we are going to be similar to the European system or the French and German system in specific. And my experience with the French system, which is like based on territories more than based on one hub. So which is great because Saudi is huge.
Yes,
and so to create this multiple hubs and create the jobs and create the infrastructures behind and the whole ecosystem in each of these areas gonna play a a really key role in developing the industry. Like what we see in Al Ula now, they have their own studios, they have their own kind of film commission, like film Al Ula, where you get the full 360, like the development, you get the funding, you get the studios, and it's the same thing with Neom, with their media village. And we have, you know, like the how to say it, like the big umbrella, which is the film commission, kind of
hugs everybody all together.
Exactly.
Okay. You just mentioned earlier Neom film. Can you tell us about that? Because I've heard about this, and there's like a film production. Is it a company? What is it exactly?
It's a section of Neom. It's a media village.
Okay.
Like I've never been there. I've been to Tabuk and I met with the Neom people. I've never been there, and we're planning to go there. And I'm going to tell you later with one of the programs that we sponsored alongside Neom and other partners. Basically, what they did, they created studios there. It's similar to, you know, the highest standards in the world, like what's happening in Hollywood, like stages where basically you can shoot anything.
Okay.
Most of the mainstream films are shot in studios. So basically, what's stopping us from bringing these productions to here? Because now we have the facilities.
Yeah.
So it doesn't matter if you shoot in LA or if you shoot in Neom.
Fair.
So if we have the right programs, the right incentives, then we will attract this production to be shot here.
Okay.
So it's just a studio like the one that we are in here, but with more
maybe higher
standards
okay.
and more
like,
sophisticated
film
equipment.
standards.
Exactly.
So are there movies that were shot in Neom until now, or?
Yes, there've been several productions in Neom and in Al Ula. Yeah.
Okay.
And some of them are mainstream, like Desert Warrior and Kandahar, and they're already released. Yes.
Okay, that's pretty cool. So education is a very crucial part in any industry, and as someone who took the educational route, a lot of people in the industry might have had this passion later on in life, not something that was their first choice. It was something that, I feel like this is my passion, this is my calling later on. But you were a person that was like, oh no, from the start, I want to do this, and you know what you wanted to do. How do you feel that this has shaped your perspective as a producer and your way of how your career took off?
It was the case for me from the start. I knew that I'm going to be an artist.
Okay.
I knew I'm into art. You know, I was a bit of an annoying kid at school. So they always kicked me out to go and paint on the walls with the art teacher.
Yeah.
You know, like remember our old schools where we have like the paintings outside. So that was my job. And then after that, I was like, I need a steady income and I need to pay, an art
it's not
known for not exactly.
It's not gonna cut it.
So I was like, okay, what do I know best? It's like, okay, computer engineering. I love computers. I love, I have that engineering mentality, which comes in handy later on for a producer.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, I'm gonna go do that. And I went to the US to study, but still, I'm not feeling it. And then something huge happened in my life. I was in a motorcycle accident, and I decided like, I'm not, while recovering, like I had to learn how to walk again and everything. So it took me a while. I was like, I'm not going to be trapped in achieving someone else's dream, not my dream. So I decided like in 2013, 14 to just follow my dream and be full-time filmmaker. And I was like, okay, I'm going to look for schools. I'm going to look for anything, because I was doing it part-time, like for fun, like working in the, magazines and stuff like that, and working with the newspapers and trying to put my hand in any camera to do something. And after that, I decided to do it full time and actually move toward it with education and study it. So I checked. I was in the US at that time, and I checked where's
the best place.
Yeah, the best place. And independent cinema in France is like really thriving, and they're known for independent cinema, and it's the chances of succeeding there compared to the US. And the kind of films, like I like these kind of films, like festivals and artsy films. I was like, okay, I'm gonna pack my bags and just move there.
To France, okay.
Yes. So I moved there, and I majored in cinematography. Producing wasn't on the map for me, so I majored in cinematography and minored in directing. was like, okay, I'm gonna try both, but I love cinematography.
Yeah.
And after a while I'm being a cinematographer, like my engineering mentality always likes solving problems and fixing the issues on set and helping producers and project after project. I was asked to do both roles, and as our production grew, and with the like working in more projects, like you can't do both after a while. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna focus, because it was at that time it was easier to find a DOP, like a director of photography, a cinematographer, than to find the right producer for your film. So I decided to be the producer and do my own films, and we took off from there.
Wow, that's quite a shift after. So life-changing event, that motorcycle. Alhamdulillah as-salama. ما تشوف شر إن شاء الله.
شر ماي.
So, okay, what are some of the initiatives or programs are currently in place to educate and train and inspire filmmakers in Saudi Arabia? You were fortunate enough to do it in the place that you love, in somewhere that inspires you so much. But what about someone that is here in the country? What's the best place to learn or get this education?
When I started, there was nothing to start with here. It was more like, and I think it's the same for everyone here, like we know it was more like PR, media, marketing, or TV. Nothing was specific to filmmaking. But in the recent years, like after I graduated and came back, and I was like, wow, all this happening. Like I envy the people that now, like the young generation that coming into exactly. It's amazing, like great programs. Like we see a lot of programs geared toward entry or mid-level, even for professionals too. From the Film Commission, we see the same programs from similar programs from Al-Ula. Also the same thing from Red Sea, and specifically the labs at Red Sea, because Red Sea is structured in an interesting way. Like it's a 360 where they're covering multiple aspects of the filmmaking, and they have something called the Red Sea Labs, where they cover the training aspect. It's the same thing with NEOM. They have a lot of initiatives and programs. Also, we started to see universities, adapting programs for filmmaking specifically. We have amazing, colleges in Effat in Jeddah, like a private one, and we have here Princess Noura, King Saud, and Al-Imam. Like they all have programs now, and I'm sure, like I'm not an academic, but I'm sure there's a lot of schools that adapting, because it's part of the mandate, and it's part of the Vision 2030 to include this
and diversify the economy in multiple ways. Speaking of filmmakers and education and what is going on right now, what are the strengths of the Saudi film industry today, and where do you think it falls back or falls short? What is the gap?
We have a rich culture. We have amazing backdrops. We have Al-Ula, we have NEOM, we have Riyadh, we have Jeddah, we have the East Coast. We have amazing landscape that can be used as backdrop, and that's what also take us to international co-production, because we've seen it all in the Western films, and we've seen it all in the Asian films, and everyone is looking for new locations. So that's gonna be one of our strengths when attracting international co-productions. Also the incentives that we have, and the programs that we have here, and the funds if you shoot in Saudi. Also we have growing audiences, and people have interest in every genre, and people getting to know the film industry. And also we have amazing talents, and you can look everywhere in Saudi and you will find like artists everywhere, actors, filmmakers, cinematographers, directors, and even the technical crews. It's growing, and that's one of the issues that we faced at the beginning of the industry, and that's where we fall short. Like we face an issue of finding technical crews here in
everybody
Saudi.
wants to be a big shot. Nobody wants to do the
It's not about being a big shot. Everyone want to be the director. Everyone to be
exactly.
to
Everybody
achieve
wants
the
to
vision.
be the main star,
Exactly.
the director, the producer. Nobody wants to hold the camera. Nobody
exactly.
wants to.
So when it comes to technical crews, we struggle with that, and that's why there was a lot of programs that aimed to focus on the technical parts for entry level and mid level, and we're not going to see the results in the first year or second years. It's going to take us years also for us to wait for the first generation of filmmakers to graduate from our universities, because they're going to fuel the industry. Also with that emergent talent pool, we need, and where we fall short is we need like a career pathways, like a clear and
clear
pathway for the young talents, because we don't want any talent to go to waste. Because so many young talents, they get their first spotlight and we lose them to that spotlight. So
they get too excited, they get
exactly
they get lost.
Exactly.
Okay, so just maybe more direction when it comes to that. Okay. And
it need to be also from local expertise, from someone who know the industry, because when we bring, like, of course we want to bring all the expertise from abroad, and we're welcoming everyone, yet we also need to involve the local expertise, because producing in England or France or the US is totally different than producing in Saudi. Yes, the main premise is the same, but actually dealing with the people on ground. We're not robots. Like when dealing with the humans, when you are renting a place or getting equipments, you're dealing with local people. Also the regulations here, like if we're going to be taught or if we're going to teach the young generation the regulations of another country, then they're gonna struggle when they are producing here. So we need to involve the local expertise.
Fair enough. That's a very important part where I wanted that follows up my next question. Is one of the biggest issues I feel like in the kingdom is this is something that we've faced in the past, is relying on external creative direction, given the fact that I don't want to say there was none, there were some, but they were not great. And we like greatness, right? And in creative direction and production, do you see this still happening, or is there a shift towards more local talents and more local expertise?
We see the shift toward the local talents in terms of the creative direction.
Side of
Yes, in terms of storytelling, in terms of acting, in terms of all the creative aspects. Yet in production, we still, and actually we kind of like it, because we like to bring the experts and mix them with the local crew until we build a strong local crew that gonna be hired when the international production comes. But we still fall short in terms of numbers. We need to build capacity. We need to build these humans and train them and involve them in the industry and let them grow and let them have a clear pathway, knowing where they're gonna end. Even if you are a technician, you know where you're gonna end after years, and that that kind of sustainability is what gonna make the film industry grow. Because if it's gonna stay like that, more of freelancing and just jumping from project to another, it's hard to survive. Like
back to your point about you're happy about having experts from abroad coming here, but and maybe mixing and matching between local talents and foreign talents. But when do we give a chance to the local talents fully? When we shadow, we look, we learn, we train, but don't you think that we should give more, get the local talents more involved and give them the project full on? This is all you, no one from abroad. You take on the whole project.
We still do that in many production houses, and it's still happening, and it's still encouraged, and some of the regulations actually support that. So if you're gonna get a specific fund, some of the funds require a Saudi director, and some of the funds require to be shot in that territory or in that area. So that's going to encourage the company to actually, it's going to be too expensive for an international co-production to bring even their below the line, and so that's gonna help the local talents and gonna give them a chance, and whoever gonna prove themselves to these productions, they're gonna be involved in more productions. So there are some of the regulations supporting that. We hope for more of these regulations, because that can encourage to ensure the involvement exactly, to ensure the involvement of local talents. And also for us as producers, we would like more of that from policymakers, and to actually enforce these, because in many countries, when we as Saudi producers go to do co-productions, we are forced by law to do to actually hire, for example, a French producer.
Depending on where you are geographically.
Exactly. So if we go to France, for example, in co-production, we cannot get the funds directly from France without a co-production, without a co-producer, actually. Where in some of the funds here, depending on the creative only. So they have a line production from Saudi, but the main producers and the majority producers could be from anywhere else. So we would love for more of that, actually, or at least if we don't have that many Saudi producers, then we should just limit it to the territory, let's say like the MENA region, and say they like only work with this producer, just to make sure the involvement and ensure the involvement of the local producers.
So we just gave a problem and a solution, so you're welcome. What are the most significant obstacles filmmakers and other creatives in Saudi film face today? Is it, like we said, lack of technical support when it comes to the set itself having more and more people? But other than that, is it... Is there clarity when it comes to the rules and regulations of what are the films that are going to be funded, what you should or shouldn't say or do, censorship, all of those things? So what are the obstacles?
One of the main obstacles that the local filmmakers face is the knowledge about the funding, the process, how to get funded. It's an obstacle that they face it constantly. We trying at VU, and me myself doing it like for young filmmakers. We collaborate with the 48 hours challenge, film challenge with the Red Sea and the French consulate in Jeddah, and we do this training programs for the participant in the 48-hour film challenge. It's a film challenge that you have to do a film within 48 hours.
But is there like someone that's counting the hours?
Yeah, exactly. You have a deadline. You receive a message.
From this time to this time.
From this time to
Me
this
just
time,
thinking
and then
that you can. I can.
No, you cannot
play
cheat.
Around.
No, you cannot cheat, because and also you cannot start early, because you're gonna have
a specific
topic or a specific word or a specific object that you have to include.
Like a keyword
to include in your film.
Okay.
So the teams are selected ahead of time, and then.
And you help these talents.
Yes, for 3 years. Yes, we train them, and one of the I give 2 courses. Like one is more about in general production and starting from the development stages all the way to pre-production, production, and post-production, and then distribution and marketing.
Okay.
And the other one, which is how to pitch and how to actually get the fund.
Okay.
Because it's an art by itself. It's a process.
Yeah.
Some part of it is regulation and process, and kind of following that checklist and trying to get funded. some part of it is not like that. Some part of it is like getting fund in terms of product placement or something like that, which is something we did. We did it with private entities like Salla, which is an e-commerce company, but somehow we managed to include them in Mira, our latest film.
Yeah.
So this kinds of funds are accessible and are there, but how to get it? We need to teach these filmmakers, and especially the independent filmmakers, because the companies and the big entities, they know about it.
Yeah.
But the smaller guys, smaller entities and individuals, and sometimes individuals don't need to be included in a company to get a fund. For example, you get fund just to write a script.
Yeah.
Or just to develop your idea. So this kind of funds that the filmmakers face an issue with. Also, we face an issue with the distribution and marketing because a lot of the PR aspect of it falls on the filmmaker, and the filmmakers are not prepared because they are over their heads. Exactly, and they are not experts, and they are over their heads with their own creative process and actually executing the
okay,
film.
So maybe having more talents when it comes to PR people for film and marketing people for film that are specific when it comes to interesting.
We need more of that. We need like the market accepts more, and the market is big enough to include more companies and also more individuals. So we need professional people specialized in film. Like our commercial industry and our advertisement industry is really booming, and we are really great at that. So it's a chance for some of these entities to actually contribute, and it's untapped potential that, and it's with a lot of financial rewards in the long run.
So you have founded your own. You said it was a boutique company, which I love. Your own production and consultancy boutique company. It must have been a very big decision of yours to go ahead and do that. What inspired you to take a step into that market and take on that market gap and be like, you know what, I'll fill that gap for you guys?
When we say boutique, that means we're small, and in our strategy we want to stay small.
Okay.
We don't want a lot of clients. We want partners that we go along the way. We grow together.
Okay.
And we work together, and we fill the gaps that are in the market. Not everyone in the industry is looking for co-production. Sometimes they just need the guidance. Sometimes the individuals need the guidance. Sometimes entities need programs and need guidance in that sense into filmmaking. Because until recent months, no other entities was providing such services, like specifically for filmmaking. We all know, like the big four, like the consulting firms, like they cover every aspect. But they're not specialized
in film.
And
especially being a Saudi company, I feel like you have more knowledge when it comes to the place.
Yes.
Yeah, there's relevance there. Okay.
It's a decision for us instead of complaining, like when we see productions or when we see programs and we say like we're not involved or we're not represented well, or we're not part of the policy making, and we're not part of the strategic plans. Now we are part of that. With our expertise, we are bridging the gaps. We are bridging the gaps between Saudi and Europe through France, through our little productions and little collaborations, and we see that growing rapidly because we see more productions coming in. We're trying to invite more productions to Saudi, and we see ourselves contributing to that aspect, not only to the production side but also to the other aspects of consultancy, whether it's industry networking or strategic planning or actually marketing and distribution and all that, these aspects.
You answered most of the questions about FU, but if I were to be someone that you want to pitch your company for, and I would ask you, how important is the role of consultancy in a growing film industry like Saudi Arabia? What would your answer be?
Well, it's very important in terms of at an individual level and at an governmental level, and at also for the private sector for many reasons. One of them is like bridging the knowledge gap. Also raising production standards, because that's something we face an issue with, even with simple things like safety. We don't want it's something that happened not only in Saudi, like raising the production standards and also focusing also in specific things such as safety on set, because this is something that not looked upon a lot, and normally we get trapped into like let's get over with it, let's get done, and it's like day after day, and it's like 6 weeks of production, working 14 hours a day, and mistakes happen, and that's when we lose people, and we don't want that to happen. If it happened in Hollywood, it could happen anywhere with even their policies for safety. So we want to ensure and raise awareness for that. Also, we want to foster collaborations, and actually in terms of co-productions, and also in terms of attracting investors, because we are a new industry in Saudi. So attracting investors from abroad and attracting local investors, and how to say it, like
you play the role of the middleman,
exactly, and building confidence and lowering the risk by actually making sure everything fall into plan. Also, we have the strategic planning and market positioning, where anything falls under it in terms of distribution strategies and marketing and PR and all that.
Okay. You just came back from the Red Sea Film Festival, and it has become a key platform for filmmakers. I was talking to Samar Shisha yesterday, and she was telling me about how it was fascinating for her to be in a part of in Al-Balad. She's from Jeddah, so being in Al-Balad, being in her hometown, and having showcasing her film on a big screen like that. So it's, I feel like, very so surreal for most of the filmmakers here in Saudi. So what impact do you think it has done on the Saudi film industry, and what role does it play in shaping the future of Saudi film? We see a lot of celebrities and major megastars from Hollywood that come here. Like, why?
Well, first, it's amazing to go back to Al-Balad, because the first edition was in Al-Balad, and now we are going back to Al-Balad in a unique location, amazing location, a great backdrop, like rich in culture, and that matches like the film industry and what we're trying to do. It was amazing to host the international community there, and to show them what we as Saudi talents can offer. The Red Sea Foundation in general, not only the festival, they have multiple sides and aspects of it. There is the festival, there is the labs, there is the fund, there is the souk, which is like the souk falls under the festival, but still, like, it's a 360 ecosystem contributing from every aspect. Whether it's from like the start, you can go to the labs, or the fund. The fund, you can get the money for developing your idea, and the labs, you can actually develop your idea, where they have multiple programs, whether it's for TV series or for short films or feature films, for music, for everything related to film that involve education. It's in the labs, and their flagship which is the Lodge. It's a collaboration between Torino Torino Film Lab and the Red Sea. It's a year of development where you start with almost an idea and you finish with a film. And it's done for international...
From concept to execution.
Exactly. Not execution, but ready to be for the execution. Basically, you just go look for the money and funds.
Fair.
You're going to receive cash awards at the end of it, but also you are ready to go and submit. And actually, they solve the problem that we talked about earlier, which is the lack of not knowing how to get your project fund. Because throughout these months, you're going to be learning about your project and how to, with the international and local experts, how to pitch your project and how to develop your project in a way that is appealing for these entities to actually support it. And we have the souk, which is a chance to actually collaborate and meet the people, and where we had an involvement also with them this year. We were a sponsor of one of the section. It's called the Pitch Buzz. It's for people to bridge the gap between the short films and the 48 hours challenge and the big productions and the features. It's for short films. We had a lot of submissions, and we with the selection committee, we picked 4 projects. These projects are going to be part of this collaboration between Red Sea, NEOM, us at VU, and Writers House. What they're going to receive, and they received part of it, which is the chance to pitch in front of all the professionals and all the people who are attending the Red Sea Souk.
Amazing
so
opportunity.
Basically, four projects, 5 filmmakers. They got on stage, they pitched their idea, they explained and expressed their needs and where they want to go with the project and how they want to execute it in front of all the companies, and they received so many offers from the companies, and they already won some sort of awards from us at VU and from Writers House and from NEOM. From us, we're going to be taking them on a production lab somehow to train them and get them ready for the production aspects. Writers House going to do a writing lab where they're going to help them develop their stories and polish their scripts. And NEOM going to introduce them to the village and introduce them to the possibilities, and they're going to be going on a trip to NEOM to see all these facilities and all these possibilities and the possibility of actually executing their films there.
Wow. Bakr, quick question. What you're doing for these talents is for free?
Yes. It's a full sponsorship. It's our social responsibility. We sponsor this section alongside our partners to give back to the community and to give back and to actually foster these talents and make sure they don't get lost in translation between the intro to the industry with the 48 hours film challenge and all this small competitions, and to go actually to the bigger programs, which is like the lodge from the labs, and which is focused on feature films only.
Beautiful. Wallah, mashallah. So Saudi Arabia is rich in history and culture. It has a very diverse very diverse landscapes. How do you think these elements are being reflected in these stories that are coming out of the kingdom, in the movies that are coming out from here?
We mentioned that a lot. We have a really, really, really rich landscapes, as you say.
Yeah.
It's amazing. It's amazing backdrop for any film, and we see it a lot. This one of the many aspects that we have in Saudi. Also, we have the stories. Untapped potential. So many stories, and the diversity. Like, you can go and tell the same exact story in the south of Saudi Arabia, and it will be a total different film if you tell the same exact story in the north of Saudi Arabia.
Fair.
Imagine one script, you can shoot it 13 times
for different settings
in different states in Saudi, and you will get total different backgrounds, total different accents, total different artwork, total different like production design in every aspect. You're gonna get a total different film with just one script. That tells you how rich is the Saudi culture.
I have a question that I don't know, maybe it will upset some people, but I'll ask it. There's this perception about Saudi films from Saudis themselves, is that when you say, oh, it's a Saudi film, oh, okay, yeah, sure, whatever. I think it's very upsetting to the people that are in the film industry. You work so hard, you do so much, and to have the general public not appreciate the film as much. Yani it's not as popular when if you put Wicked and you put another film in the cinema, people would go watch Wicked. And not because of anything, because it's coming from Hollywood. You know the director, you know the producer, you know the actors and actresses. So what are you guys doing to change that perception when it comes to Saudi films locally, not even internationally?
It's known in the distribution that everything, for example, in the international scene, it evolves around, for example, let's say Disney.
Yeah.
Like distribution companies or production houses who are releasing their films will look, okay, when is Disney releasing that film? So let's avoid that time spot. So everyone is competing for audience.
Yeah.
So timing play a key factor. Also, the collective work throughout the years. We are a young industry.
Yeah.
So we need that work to accumulate over and over again, and good film after good film. But we are at the stage now where we do a good film, an average film, a good film, and an average film, and sometimes bad. But we are growing, and the fan base and the audience is growing in Saudi, and we see that, and the box office reflecting that. We see a lot of success, whether it matches our taste or not, but still a lot of films succeeding. We see the, for example, the success of Sattar is an evidence to that the Saudi the Saudi audience like this kind of films.
Yeah.
Also, the fact that we're starting to have box office stars and names that sell. In the past, we didn't have that because we are a young industry, and we still don't know who is the next name. And the moment that we have multiple box office stars and people that sell tickets, the moment you slap the name on your poster, then everyone will go to attend. I'm only talking about the success in the box office.
Yeah.
But also, let's not ignore the other aspect, which is the festivals and the artsy films, because there is like a growing market for that, and the audience loves this kind of films, and their cinematic taste is changing. And also, like, we have newcomers coming to be into cinema and to watch the cinema. It's a new thing.
Yeah.
So basically, we still didn't figure out the right formula that can attract the general public.
Yeah.
We cannot go super artsy and expect them to come and attend.
Understand the style.
Exactly. Or we go super mainstream and put ourselves in comparison to other films that they will be choosing, as you said, like to go to watch Wicked instead of another film.
Yeah. Okay, well, Yani, just maybe ask the people to give you some time and have some grace when it comes to the growing Saudi film industry.
And we also should work hard to earn their trust and to make them make the decision to choose us.
Fair.
Like we should not say like, okay, support us just because we are local filmmakers.
Yeah.
We should also contribute.
Okay.
We should do our due diligence and we should do our part of it. Like, if we want to be compared to Wicked, then we should be compared in every aspect. We should work hard. We should, do it as professional as Wicked. If it's going to be the same type of film, then wonder why
are they not liking it
or coming to watch it. But if we're not doing that hard work and just want to be supported just because we are local, so we are asking something hard of them, because it's their money. They can spend it however they want. So we cannot ask them to spend it on a film that is not made well just because it's
because
local.
I'm from here and
exactly, support me.
Okay. What has been some of the most challenging project that you've worked on, and how did you overcome the difficulties in this project?
Talking about production, one of the most challenges recently that we faced was in the short film Mira Mira Mira, because it's set in Jeddah, yet we wanted to shoot it in Riyadh due to production decisions and our collaborators and everyone involved. So we shot the entire film in Riyadh, yet it was believed that it's in Jeddah. We scouted locations, worked with amazing production designer and production design company to actually ensure that we look like it's Jeddah and it's believable. And we screened that at Red Sea in Jeddah, in Al Balad,
making it
earlier this month. And
this is Jeddah, not Riyadh.
And people believed it. No one knew until the Q&A after the film, when we mentioned that it's one of the difficult things that we did.
Okay. What do you consider one of your most significant achievements in your career so far?
Well, for me personally, it's like actually creating this film boutique, like this consultancy and film production, because I remember when the Vision 2030 was released, and I saw everything I wanted in life in it. Like for me as an individual, I was like, everything, every aspect, the quality of life, like what involved my passion being like put in front of everything, like saying like art and cinema and culture gonna be a key thing and part of this movement. Like I've never thought of
this was gonna happen.
Exactly. And since that moment I was wondering, how am I gonna contribute in that? Like I was an individual looking at that and saying like, how am I gonna contribute? Because I've done a lot as an individual before creating VU. Like I've worked in the US, in Germany, in France, in Austria. Like I've worked everywhere trying to contribute and trying to put the Saudi cinema on the on the map, global or on the map. And when I created VU, I had that vision of actually changing that individual work and make it more as like institutionalized and actually sustainable, that gonna last whether I'm here or I'm not, like something sustainable.
That will
and I'm like, this is one of my biggest achievements, to actually contribute highly on that and actually involved with what I was hoping someone would do to me, to foster me and to kind of pave the way for me and guide me. And that's what we are doing now. And we like, this is one of our amazing achievement, to be part of that and to be as what the Vision 2030 mentioned, is like the involvement of the private sector. I've never thought I'll be
a private sector.
Exactly.
Bakr, thank you so much. Thank you for your contributions to the film industry. I just asked you a question: are you doing this for free? Because everybody wants money now. Nobody's doing anything for free. And having to work with younger talents and people who are really passionate about what they're doing, and you giving back because you never got the chance. Beautiful. And thank you so much. Thank you for your time. Thank you for everything. Thank you.
Thanks a lot. Thanks, Wallah.